Hello and welcome to Decorated Dates DIY Carrot Tower. Very excited for our first tutorial. If you ordered our package off of Etsy, you will notice that you received 3 different sizes of the orange balloons, and then you also received 2 different sizes of the green. We're going to go ahead and start with the traditional green balloons that are labeled bottom. And we're going to go ahead and blow those up to about 9 inches each. Once you do, and I have a balloon sizer, it's not necessary. This is totally up to your preference. But once you do blow them up, you will tie 2 together and then the other 2 together as well. So you'll have a total of 4. Once you do that, we will create a quad. To create a quad, you will lay the 2 ties over each other and then twist the balloons. This is going to kind of lock them together as if you tied the 2 pairs together. This is going to be the same technique that you use throughout the whole process of building this tower. So I will slow this down for you a little bit, and I'll also show you one more time. But creating a quad is really the main tactic that you need to take on this tower. So this is kind of what it should look like. They're locked together. Now that you know how to make a quad, we'll go ahead and do so with our orange balloons as well. These are the measurements that I used, but you do have some freedom with this. Just keep in mind the small sizes can only go up to 5 inches. The medium can only reach 9, and the large can only reach 12. So go ahead and make quads, but do make sure to just keep track of the sizes and keep them in some type of order as you go. Here's another example of me making a little quadrant. You're going to want to progressively do that from about 3 inches until about 11 inches. You can decide the variations in between. And then this is kind of how they're going to stack on top of each other. So as you can tell, smallest balloon on bottom, and you're going to want to offset them where the second layer kind of lays where the first layer has gaps. And then what I use is fishing wire to secure everything. So we don't need a base. We're just going to go ahead and actually secure it with balloon string or fishing wire. So the first thing I do is tie it underneath. I'm going to go ahead and make sure to at least double knot it since the foundation to the entire tower. I want to make sure that that's nice and tight. And then from there, I'm going to kind of lock all of the balloons in place by going over and under each balloon with the wire or string. This is something I'm going to do to each layer of the tower as well. And then I do like to pull it tight to make sure it's good. When I add an extra layer, I'm going to go over the new layer and then under the old layer, at least one time per quad. I usually do it twice just to make sure things stay nice and tight. That's how you can make sure that your tower doesn't have gaps or any holes. And then always pull on it, gently. You don't want to break the string or the wire, but enough to make sure that the wire is pulled tight. And again, you go over the new one and under the old one every time you add a layer to your tower. And then give it a nice pull each time you go under and over to make sure, again, that there's no gaps, that your tower is nice and secure, and everything looks good. At this point, you can kind of see the beginning of my tower. You can see, and then here's my quads. So I created all the different sizes, and here you can see my dog. His name is Splash, running around trying to play with my balloons like he always does. And then this is kind of just a quick little video of me making this tower. Again, over and under every time you add a layer to the tower. It may start to look a little crooked, but you can rearrange and maneuver the balloons a little bit as you go. Um, that way, once you're finished, you can just make sure it has that nice pyramid type shape you want. From here, I am using the long green balloons, the 260s, to create the leaves. Now, you're not going to want to inflate them all the way. As you can tell what I'm doing right here, I'm kind of massaging the air out a little bit so I can tie them. And I want to leave a little bit of extra balloon available at the end. That's actually what I'm going to use to tie them into the top of the tower. So I'll tie them right on in to the orange balloons. And I make them in about 5 different sizes, pointing all different directions. And there you have it. That's your carrot tower. Thank you guys and have a good one.